James and Henry are mixed traffic engines, which means they can pull cars and coaches. One thing that both engines hate is shunting. They had once been shut up in the shed by the Fat Controller for refusing to shunt with Gordon the Blue Engine. But the three eventually learned their lesson. But the three still dislike shunting. Especially James. The engines were sitting in the yard reminiscing about old times. Hey Henry, remember that one time they tried making a TV show out of our railway, but you came off the rails in the pilot episode? Please don't remind me of that, James. It was a terrible time. The two were also waiting for Duck to arrange some cars for them, but Duck was running rather late. Where on earth could that engine be? I know, we've been waiting for almost an hour now. Just then, the yard manager had came in with some news. I got a phone call from the Fat Controller. He says that Duck has had an accident. You'll have to fetch your own cars and coaches. Fetch our own? But that's a tank engine's job. Now you should know better, James. 'Cause I've heard of yours, Henry's, and Gordon's little incident at Knapford Station with shunting your own coaches. Don't worry, sir. I'm all right with fetching my own cars and coaches. Good. That's what should be expected from an engine. With that, the yard manager returned to the house. Are we really going to listen to him, Henry? We must listen to him, James. He is the manager of this yard. He could send us to be scrapped, just like the Fat Controller. Well, I refuse to shunt cars about in the yard. That's a tank engine's job. Do what you want, James, but I'm not going to listen to you. Fine, then. I'll just run away. I'll stay away from here, and so I won't have to shunt trucks. And with that, James left sneakily. Henry didn't care where James went. He just wanted to be really useful himself. So Henry got his own cars and got them ready to leave. Henry left the yard as James's trucks remained in a siding, unshunted. James had found an abandoned siding to stay in along the main line. Later that day, Henry had returned. James's cars are still here. Looked like he refused to shunt. The yard manager was waiting for Henry at the yard. Henry, could you please take these coaches to Knapford Station and then take James's passenger train? Yes, sir. I will right away. Also, if you see James, tell him I'd like a word. Yes, sir. Henry took the train out of the yards. Right about as Henry left, James came into the yard sneakily. But there waiting for him was the yard manager. Uh-oh. James, I had a special job for you after you take those trucks. But since you didn't, you'll be doing Henry's freight work for the next week. Henry's freight work? But Henry's freight work is all just a bunch of smelly fish. Now there's no need to complain. Yeah, I'm sorry, sir. Now finish up your freight work for today, and Henry will be doing your coach work for a week. Yes, sir. I'm sorry, sir. With that, James puffed away. Now I think James deserved his punishment. Don't you? It was another horrifying day on the island of Sodor. James the Red Engine was coming into the yard again. Hey, have you seen the yard manager around? No, not really. Psst. Psst. James, up here. What on earth are you doing up there? I'm hiding from the inspector. What inspector? The one over by Henry. Oh, okay. But why are you hiding up there? Because it's the only place I haven't hid yet. Okay, but isn't it extremely dangerous up there? Yeah, probably. Well, okay, but... Oh my god! Oh my god, James! Help me! What do I do? Call 911. Okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much does the pain hurt? It hurts. That's not what I asked. I said on a scale of 1 to 10, how much does it hurt? Just get an ambulance for Christ's sake, James. I said, how much does it hurt on a scale of 1 to 10? For the love of God, James, just call the police. I'm beginning to think that you don't want to be helped at all. I do, just call 911. Not until you answer my question. Fine, it's like 10 out of 10. Okay, I hate to do this, but the only option is to kill you. What? No, James, don't. It's the only way. James, just get your driver and fireman to call 911. Okay, here I go. I'll just run you over. James, you're a jerk. I don't want to do this. James, just take me to the Sodor Hospital. You'll be in a better place now. James, don't you dare. Okay, here it goes. James, you better not. I don't want to do that. Oh, it hurts even worse. He's in a better place now. Now it's even worse than before. We'll be grieving over his death for a very long time. You're right, James. We will. I'm over it, are you? Yeah, I'm over it. I am still alive. You're all terrible engines. You think I'm in his will? No, but I think I was. That's it. You're all officially dead to me. Well, see ya. God, I need a new job. It was a quiet day in the yards. Ben was bringing up a train for Duck. Now come on now, I need the brake van. Wait, where's the brake van at? I don't know. I don't know where it is. It should be in the yard. It was almost like the brake van had disappeared. The only other car in the yard was Toby's faithful coach, Henrietta. Duck was growing rather impatient. Come on, hurry it up, you two. Well, I guess this will have to work. Bill and Ben didn't know that Henrietta was Toby's coach. Henrietta was shunted into the train. Well, it took you two long enough. Later that day, the twins set off for the China clay pits. A while later, Toby the train engineer came into the yard. That's strange. Percy, have you seen Henrietta? I don't know. Didn't you come and pick her up earlier? No, I was at the quarry all day. Well, I don't know. Duck, you were here earlier. Do you know? Toby, I'm afraid to tell you this, but this morning, Bill and Ben used Henrietta as my brake van. Well, can you get her back? I'm afraid it's not that easy. That tanker train would go on the back of many other mainline engines trains. For all we know, she could be on the other side of the island right now. Will Henrietta ever come back? Don't worry, Toby. She'll eventually come back. I'm just not sure how long it'll be, though. I'm not sure how I'd manage to do all my work without Henrietta. Percy, could I do your shunting today while you do my freight work? Yeah, I guess, Toby. Toby and Percy's driver and fireman agreed. Later, Thomas had came into the yard. Toby, what are you doing here? Henrietta has gone missing, and so I had Percy do my work while I did his shunting. You need to take a serious break from that coach of yours. It's just that I don't know how I'd do without her. You do just fine. Yeah, well, how do you know that? Because you're the one pulling the train. Henrietta's just a coach. I guess you're right, Thomas. I could manage without her, couldn't I? Yeah, Toby. That's strange. What was that? It sounded like Percy. And it was. Percy was being pushed by the trucks. Luckily, the points up ahead were against Percy. Percy tried to apply his brakes. It was too late for the little engine. Percy was pushed completely off the rails and into some shrubs. And all of the trucks had came off the rails. The yard called Knapford Station to send an engine down with the breakdown crane. And an engine soon arrived with a crane. Well, this place has changed since the last time I was here. The cars were put back on the rails and Percy was loaded onto a flatbed. Toby felt sorry for his friend. Percy, I'm sorry for having to make you pull my trucks. I realize now that I don't need some old coach to make me really useful. I just need myself to be really useful. What? Hey, Henrietta. Well, maybe you two do need each other after all. So, do you want your coach back or not, Toby? I suppose I'll take her back.